say engage with the
Yeah,
community.
no kidding. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's your guys' thoughts about the city's current actions and policies?
Well, let me frame this a little bit, Greg. You've got two things going on here, as Randy's alluded to. One is our case, First Baptist case, which is case specific, but we're trying to put this in the context of. I think we talked about the other meeting. We're trying to put this in the context of. We believe the city really needs to revisit how it defines a religious institution, because right now they're working with it appears they're working with a very narrow definition, and city planning is making a very narrow interpretation of what a religious institution is and what it can do, and it just doesn't reflect reality. So if they're successful in going after us the way they are, it has implications for every religious institution in town. So there's a case specific thing going on, and there's the broader issue of how we define a religious institution. I don't know if you saw the last letter from the city manager last Friday, I guess.
No, I didn't see it from last Friday. No.
I know the council was copied, but I know you did a bunch of stuff. So what they basically said to us is that we must apply for a conditional use permit. They're insisting that we apply for a conditional use permit. And he did indicate that he was willing to, let's see if I look at the letter. That's my copy of the letter. I sent it to you, I think.
I didn't.
I've not seen it.
I haven't seen that.
You guys, we can all read together.
Oh, I thought I forwarded it to you. Anyway, he says he's open to having a conversation about how we define religious institution.
Wow.
That's worded fairly strongly.
Yeah. I mean, it's.
Yeah, I know I sent all you guys copies of the 3.5-page appeal letter I had made to him, asking him to override the planning department's insistence that we do conditional use permit.
Sorry.
They still want to cut the application no matter what.
Correct. That's where we are now, and I have I've consulted with our attorney, and so she's advising us to. Her sense is that we need to go ahead and initiate the application for conditional use permit to show good faith, to mollify the city, the planning department. Without knowing all the politics, my guess is that the planning department has painted themselves into a corner, and they're trying now to correct that, but they've got to be able to save face, because they do have people who complain that they have to, respond to. And so our attorney suggested that we go ahead and submit the application and appeal the fees, because we're having to apply under duress, and see if they'll waive the fees.
How much are the fees?
Well, you don't know, I don't know. The initial fee is over $6,000 just to apply. And
well, actually, I don't know if you know, but we are also, the city's also looking to raise the fees. I don't know, Lisa, if you know how much is CUP.
I don't know for sure then.
I mean, I've got the form here, but I know that New Mozart ended up
Oh, I think
laying
this.
out $20,000 to $30,000 to
Oh,
apply,
at least, yeah.
and that, of course, that includes attorney fees.
Yeah.
But our attorney, what I talked to, said this could cost up to $50,000.
Oh wow.
So we don't have $50,000.
Yeah.
We don't have $20,000 to $30,000. I mean, it isn't that we don't have it, but we've already lost significant income
Sure.
because of the action the city's taken, and now
Sure.
they're asking us to pay on top.
Sure.
So that's case specific to us, and that's what we're dealing with. And so
Hmm.
our board will meet this week, and I think that's on advice of our attorney. I think that's the
Mhm.
action we'll take is to go ahead and initiate the application to show good faith. And
Reverend Nixon, I'm sorry.
That's right.
Just for my benefit, if I may.
sure,
I think when I got notice of the issues that were going on at your church, I was in Japan actually, and so I didn't follow the whole
Yeah.
string of emails that were going around. Can you just briefly explain to me what the issue is as far as this conditional use permit is concerned?
I could talk about this all day.
Uh,
I'll see if I can make this brief. But what I think, we had some neighbors, an unknown number of neighbors, because the city has never shared with us the
Right.
complaints.
Right.
So we had an unknown number of neighbors complained about some things that have been going on in our church. Again, since I haven't seen the letters, I don't know for certain what those things are. I've pieced together through the new Mozart applications, having seen some of that information, that the concerns are noise, parking, and traffic.
But not as far as, they're not complaining about the activities or the programs that
Sure,
going
because the noise, the parking, and the traffic are all because of what's going on in the church.
But as the activities per se, they're not opposed or they're not against.
I think some of the complainers are against it.
Oh,
They want everything out of the church.
So I'm kind of surprised the city would not show you the complaints.
Well, I don't know. Every time I've met with them, I said, you tell us we have these complaints, but I've never seen them. I don't.
Because there's an obligation for the city, like I forgot the exact term, but like public records request.
public disclosure.
Yeah, you have to do it. I mean, the city has to
Well,
do
then I
it.
guess we need to make a formal request to see all those complaints, because every time I met with the
Because
planning
that strikes me
director,
as very unfair, right? And you can't face your accuser, right? I mean, that's kind of that doesn't
that's
seem
how I
right.
feel.
Yeah.
It's like, so we've never been given the opportunity to actually. Now we have pieced together stuff, and we've started.
Can you do me a favor? Can you like make that request and copy me on it, and I'll try to follow up too.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. I can do that. So we've started taking actions. The city, apparently last week, I was gone last week, but the city came out and created a no parking zone in front of our hall, which is is a reasonable solution to some of the pickup drop off stuff that's been going on.
Mhm.
And both New Mozart School and the girl choir, we have a girl choir.
I sing.
Those are the big footprint groups, and both of them have been working really hard to rein their parents in, to insist that girls carpool, ride their bikes, walk,
Yeah, we scoot over.
that people observe the
Yeah.
parking, don't double park,
Yeah,
don't park. So they've been working really hard at that, and.
And as a parent, I can tell you that's true. I mean, I've seen that.
Yeah, but then it's like somebody. So I don't want to sound snarky, but one of the directors of the girl choir went out and took a picture just this week after the sign had been put up of some parent in a big Mercedes SUV, parked almost diagonally across the no parking zone, letting their kid out instead of pulling to the curb. And so we wrestle with that all the time, but at least we're working. So, but anyway, so the city, this, the history is that, is that that we had a neighbor that complained specifically about New Mozart because a parent moved her trash cans to park in front of her house and then gave her a whole lot of attitude about, I mean, I think it's illegal to move people's trash cans on, on
Once it's out, yeah.
on days that